AI automated trading and how it can improve your finances. You are absolutely here at the right time in the right place, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I want to start with the quiz. I want to find out how much you know about your money and how it's working for you right now if you have a savings account. And so I would love for you to put your answers in the chat box. This is a multiple choice question. Let's go ahead and get into it. What is the average annual interest, APY, paid on $1,000 kept in a traditional savings account? So this is multiple choice. A, 2%. In other words, you would earn about $20 in 1 year from that $1,000. 0.1%, you would earn $1 in 1 year. 0.4%, you would earn about $4 on that 1,000. Or 5%, you would earn $50 on that 1,000. So go ahead and type your answers in the chat box, ladies and gentlemen. Let's find out how much you know about your money and how it's growing in your savings account. All right, I see a few more B's. I see another B. Okay, all right. And so we have got a lot of wrong answers. Let's look at the correct answer, right? The correct answer, ladies and gentlemen, is C. The average savings account in the United States earns only about 0.4 to 0.6% a year. What does that mean? $1,000 deposited will earn you about $4 to $6 in a year. Now, here's the problem with that. When you add the cost of inflation, taxes, interest, gas, eggs, you name it, the average person who doesn't think outside of the box is losing big. How many of you would agree with that? Type a 10 in the chat box if you agree with that statement. All right? That's why we are here today, ladies and gentlemen, because I have good news for you. You have two choices. There's another choice. You can deposit your money in that savings account and hope for the pennies that it's going to pay you, or you can tap into the next generation AI automated trading to pursue exponential wealth building potential. That's what we're going to talk about over the next few minutes. You're absolutely in the right place, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to welcome all of you to Polar Tensor, which is the future of algorithmic trading. Now, I've got a short video that's going to give us a little breakdown, and then we're going to kind of get into it to make sure that everything is clear. And we've got some special guests on the call, and we're so glad they were able to join us. And we've got Jacob the Stash. Welcome to the call, sir. And we certainly, man, want to hear what you have to say because, of course, you've met the founder and you've seen this from the inside out. And so, man, I'm so glad you were able to join us. So let's get started with this first short intro video, which kind of breaks things down, and then we're going to get into it in a bit more detail.
Introducing Polar Tensor, a next-generation AI-driven algorithmic trading system built to last. Before we continue, it's important to acknowledge that cryptocurrency markets involve significant risk and are not suitable for everyone. Digital asset values are highly volatile and can fluctuate rapidly. There is no guarantee of profit, and losses are possible. Participation requires independent research and personal responsibility. You should never risk more than you can afford to lose. Now let's get back to Polar Tensor. Our founder and CEO, Mr. Felix Bick, was born and raised in Hamburg, Germany, where he began his career in private banking. Early exposure to global finance and capital markets built the foundation for his deep understanding of financial systems and strategic investment structures. Over 2 decades ago, Felix relocated to Hong Kong to join Li & Fung, one of the largest supply chain management companies in the world. There, he leveraged machine learning and artificial intelligence to optimize end-to-end logistics operations while connecting thousands of suppliers around the world. This experience in large-scale data analysis and pattern recognition ultimately led to the development of Polar One, a proprietary AI-driven algorithmic trading system designed to navigate digital asset markets with precision and intelligence. As the founder of Polar Corporation, Mr. Bick's vision is to build a comprehensive financial ecosystem, serving customers globally and operating within one unified network. His mission is to position Polar as a major market leader, delivering innovation, transparency, and intelligent financial solutions. Polar Corporation stands on 3 core pillars: Polar Tensor, our flagship AI-driven trading system; Polar Money, our digital banking bridge between fiat and crypto, and Polar Research, our innovation engine focused on advanced algorithmic development and machine learning. Together, these three pillars form a unified ecosystem built for scalability, efficiency, and sustainability. Polar Corporation is strategically structured for global growth, with corporate registrations in multiple jurisdictions. This framework supports regulatory alignment, operational durability, and long-term expansion. Transparency remains a core priority. By engaging KPMG, one of the world's leading independent audit firms, Polar Tensor reinforces its commitment to governance, accountability, and operational integrity. Now let's introduce Polar One. Polar One is a neural network algorithmic trading software powered by advanced artificial intelligence and machine learning. It executes high-frequency trades with institutional-grade precision across global crypto markets. Development began in 2018, leading to the Polar One software officially launching in 2020 and operated successfully until 2022. At this time, over the following 18 months, the software was refined and enhanced for greater stability and performance. In April of 2024, Polar One was officially relaunched and deployed on Binance, the largest and most secure crypto exchange in the world. Polar One integrates directly with Binance, enabling real-time trade execution, AI-powered market analysis, and institutional-grade performance. Today, the software continues to deliver stable and consistent results, and we are proud to announce that Polar One is officially available to users worldwide. Let's take a closer look at how it works.
Hello, and welcome to a deeper dive into our Polar One AI. We've been developing cutting-edge trading algorithms since 2018 and had our first major success in 2020 with AI-powered models. After that, our software ran successfully until the FTX collapse in 2022. We used the time after that to improve our software for over 1.5 years, and it's been running on Binance since April 2024. Let's take a look at all of this. First, we'll start with our Polar One AI. Here, on the dashboard, we can see the account balance, the P&L of today, the average weekly profit, and the performance metrics. Our software trades Monday to Friday, so since today is Saturday, the P&L for today is 0 USDT as no trades have been executed. Further down, we have various visualizations of the statistics, including capital growth, which we'll revisit in a bit. The trading pair's performance shows how frequently each trading pair is traded and how much profit it has accumulated. Now, let's head over to the Binance Assets overview. Here, we can see the same amount of USDT in both our software and Binance. The balance on Binance is higher because we have BNB on the account for VIP status, which gives us the lowest possible fees. The software only reflects USDT and the percentage earned on it. In the chart, we can see how the account balance has changed over time. This is shown both on Binance and in our software. Next, let's look at the P&L analysis. Here, we can check how the account performed over the last 7 days and 30 days. You may notice that the numbers aren't exactly the same as in the software. That's because of the BNB in the account, which is used for VIP status. Since the BNB price fluctuates, it's also factored into the P&L, which is why the numbers differ in the software. Let's now take a look at the order history. Since we don't use leverage, the software only trades on spot. Spot orders are buy or sell orders at the current market price with immediate delivery. Here, we can see various orders along with their details. If we check the order history in the software, we can see the same orders as in Binance. In the trade history, you can get a much clearer idea of how many trades the software executes. Over the last 6 months, there have been more than 250,000 pages of trades. Let's take a deeper look at how the decision for each trade is made. If we click on a trade, we can see 100 experts. These are 100 independent AI models, each trained on different data. The software now receives the price data for this pair, in this case for Solana through the Binance API. Each of these models analyzes the data and provides a value between -1 and +1. -1 means the model concludes a strong sell, and +1 means a strong buy. For this trade, we can see that 87 out of 100 models were included. The ones excluded are considered outliers, or models that are excessively strong in one direction. At the agreement stage, we can see the results: 47 buys, 17 holds, and 23 sells, leading to a median of 0.236. The threshold for holding is between minus 0.150 and plus 0.150. Since the median of 0.236 is above 0.150, it results in a buy. Now, let's look at another trade, this time with Bitcoin. We can see that 95 models were included, with a median of 0.187, which again leads to a buy. Finally, here's another buy for Ethereum. All of these decisions are made in milliseconds. Thanks for your attention, and we hope you enjoyed this deeper look into our Polar One AI.
Accessing Polar One is streamlined and fully automated. After enrollment, users only need a minimum of 100 USDT to activate the software. A one-time 10% license fee applies to each deposit. The 10% license fee activates the software, while 90% of each deposit is allocated directly to the user's account balance for trading. Polar Tensor applies a performance fee based on account tiers. This fee begins at 50% on the starter tier and decreases progressively to as low as just 20% at the top tier. Trading activity occurs 5 days per week, Monday through Friday, from 8 o'clock a.m. to 10 o'clock p.m. UTC time, and profit distributions are issued each and every Friday. It's important to note that there's no capital lock period. Users may withdraw their trading balance in full or in part at any time. Early withdrawals are only subject to a 10% early withdrawal fee within the first 12 months, only 5% after 12 months, and there is no fee at all after 24 months. Weekly distributed earnings and referral rewards may be withdrawn once every 24 hours, with no percentage-based withdrawal fee. Only a flat 2 USDT transaction fee applies on all withdrawals. Polar Tensor accepts deposits in Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, USDT, USDC, or Visa or MasterCard. Withdrawals are available in USDT and USDC using supported networks, or you can receive your withdrawals directly onto your Polar Money Visa card. Moving on to the final pillar of Polar Corporation is Polar Money. Experience seamless banking with multi-currency accounts, instant transfers, and integrated crypto services. With a dedicated bank account, you have a personal IBAN, direct deposit availability, and global transfers to send money worldwide with ease. It's easy to manage your crypto portfolio with over 50-plus digital assets and major cryptocurrencies, DeFi tokens, and staking rewards. Polar Money is a unified finance hub, merging your traditional finance with the crypto revolution in one sleek interface. The Polar Money Visa card allows you to spend your crypto anywhere, with seamless conversion and worldwide acceptance. Bridge the gap between traditional finance and cryptocurrency with Polar Money. Users can access Polar Tensor and Polar Money through the web or via the mobile app, available in the Google Play and the Apple App Stores. The power of Polar One is always in the palm of your hand. Thank you for taking the time to watch this brief overview. We look forward to seeing you at one of our live online events soon. Be sure to reconnect with the person who invited you to watch this presentation, get your questions answered, and explore your next steps. We're excited to welcome you to the Polar Tensor community, and here's to your success.
Okay, so a couple of things I wanted to mention here as we move on in clarification. You cannot join or pay or fund your account with debit or credit card at this time. That's something that's coming a little later. So right now it's crypto in and then crypto out. And let me do this. I want to go ahead and bring Mr. Tidwell on just to comment on this part. And Mr. Stash, are you there, sir?
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me, Mark. Pleasure to be here.
Yes, yes. And I was correct in what I just said concerning the debit and credit card. That's not available at this time, but that's coming down the road.
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, that announcement of them integrating that in the future was just announced at our Vegas event.
All right. Outstanding. Outstanding. So what I'm going to do here is just do a little recap on some of the things that we just saw in that video. And then what I'm going to do is bring Jacob on just to comment as we go through. So, this is major. In the video, it talked about the licenses. And Jacob, can you kind of talk about that a little bit? Because a lot of people, they want to know, hey, is this legit? Is it legal? And all these kind of things.
Yeah. Well, again, I actually want to back up to the last question, because one thing I really love about Polar and what I love about Felix Bick is he's not just trying to have a trading platform. There's plenty of programmers in the world. There's plenty of people, working with AI on the markets, on the financial markets. I mean, even very large institutions, the government, they're all working with technology, and so that is almost a given these days that technology is working for us in our finances. And what I love about Felix, though, is that he's got a track record where he's proven it. He's developed a whole corporation around research and development, which continues to keep them on the bleeding edge of the technology. I don't know if you're like me, but there's been stuff in the past that literally works until it doesn't, right? It's like it's relevant in the market, it's producing a result, and then all of a sudden it doesn't keep up with the market, the volatility, the changes. And that's something that his track record has proven to do, is stay on the cutting edge, on the bleeding edge of being results driven and staying relevant, throughout volatility, throughout black swan events. That matters to me. So I love that aspect. But he's not just a one trick pony, as they say, either, because Polar Corporation, actually, when you mentioned the deposits, it makes me really want to accentuate that he also is a fintech company. He is a budding fintech company. Polar Money, which you haven't talked about yet, is an entire neobank and deobank that is separate from Polar Tensor, our trading software. But it shows that he's very interested in being a full ecosystem. And when you have a full ecosystem versus just a, hey, here's a trading platform, we figured out how to, somewhat pull an ROI or, create a return. It's not just that. Of course, that's important. Making money and doing it effectively and consistently is important. But then expanding and saying, how is this more of a global reach? Because it's one thing to make your money. It's another thing to keep your money. It's another thing to be able to spend your money, right? And that just keeps us as the users in control. And I love that about Polar, right? You're always in control of your funds. There's no lock on your money, guys. And yeah, being able to transfer to Polar Money and use your crypto debit card. I did it all weekend in Vegas. I sent posts to my chat. I mean, just phenomenal to be able to make money in Polar, spend money with the Polar tools. And then the next thing coming out is actually the Polar Exchange, which is going to be massive, guys. Think about Binance. Think about, OKX. Think about all these big exchanges in the world. Felix is aiming to be a number one crypto contender in the market, and not just in one facet, but in being a fintech and now his own exchange with deep liquidity. That's a big deal. That's going from thinking in the millions of people to thinking in the billions of people as adoption in crypto takes place. So those are really, really big things. Now, the licensing, the actual question, this is really important, you guys, because Felix is very transparent. Okay. And if you've ever vetted things, if you've ever gotten to a point where you've been rugged or you've been deceived or defrauded, you start to develop this, hopefully, if you're like me, a checklist of how to approach things a little bit smarter, a little bit more protected, more mature. And we've done that over the last 3 to 4 years of the crypto deals that have rolled out, the passive systems that have rolled out, automated trading that has rolled out. And you get actually pretty refined if you're serious, and especially like Mark, if you're leading a team. And what I love about that is you start looking for certain things. Number one, accessible, authentic, tangible CEO slash, dev team slash the source, like the trading, the actual thing happening. Can we see it? Is it really happening? Is it a real viable, tangible product with a real viable, tangible, accessible CEO? And that's important, first and foremost, just to know it's happening, be able to meet the person, be able to, on Zoom, of course, because he's in Hong Kong. I've done it over 10 times on Zoom, personal, with my high-level investors. Then in Vegas, spending literally knee-to-knee, belly-to-belly hours with him. Absolutely phenomenal. Personable, relatable, tangible, funny, actually. And it was amazing. Like the level of intellect and his vision and where he's come from, where he's at, and where we're going. Those are all important things, you guys, because that helps us have confidence and, I would say, certainty, putting our confluences together that we're in the right place at the right time with the right people. Now, what I love about the licensing and what he's doing is he's not new here. He's not new in the space. He's not new in the tech space, nor in the, algorithmic, AI trading space. So figuring out exactly where to register is one thing. How to register is another thing. But him being on the registrations, literally Felix Bick, his name, not just a corporation, not just a DBA that you're like, well, there's their registration and there's their licenses, but who is this, such and such DBA? It's him. It's his treasurer, fully exposed. So something about putting together the fintech side made me realize you're not just going to, have this trading platform and then launch a fintech pillar of your corporation without taking your licensing and all these things to the next level. Then I go, wait a second, too. You're in Apple App Store. They're relentless on vetting. You're insured. Absolutely can't insure somebody who's not fully vetted, KYC, KYB, right? All of these things start to add up and become this checklist of what makes the global presence and his sustainability to operate correctly super legit. So you can actually go to polar-tensor.com, go to the About Us. Every one of these licenses is on there and downloadable. What I really like about that, aside from the licenses though, and that his name is actually on them, is the opinion letters. And I don't know if it talks about it here, but the opinion letters in Europe and in the United States go through all the facets, guys, of everything that platforms and trading software and different, AI offerings go through. And it's so brilliant the way that he has structured this as us accessing a technical service and the way that he has designed this for us to utilize, to actually participate in if we're growing, an organization. He did it right. And we've needed that. We've needed someone to do it right. So I hope that answers the question as far as these go. We're blowing up all over the globe because of these things. I'll mention that now that you switched over here, KPMG is one of the biggest auditing firms in the entire globe. And they've gone through all of the corporate structure, all of the corporate, under the hood looking, the engine, everything. And that audit is actually available online as well. So that's great to know that, when you kind of take your company and you say, here I am exposed, and here I am as a person exposed. And there's layers of these audits, there's layers of what happens when you insure somebody. All of these things add up to him doing it right and being there for us, with a forward-facing CEO like this.
Outstanding. And could you talk a little bit about the insurance protection?
Yeah. So here's the thing, guys. A little bit of an anecdotal story is, if you're like me, you've been through the space a few years. You've seen the ups and downs, the windfalls, the downfalls, right? In the chat, or use the emojis, a thumbs up if you guys have, what I say, gone through it to get to it. You guys with me? We've been through the space. We've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly, right? We know that there is hope, that there is actually real tools, real automated tools that can help us multiply our money, right? Well, in that, if you've really dug deep, it's very few and far between of stuff that's actually real, that's working, that is protecting the promise, what I call the sanctity of the promise to deliver what they say they're going to deliver. That's what Felix is doing here with Polar. Now, with that said, the leadership that was originally launching with Felix, they have also been through the wounds and the, defrauding and all the stuff that has happened in the crypto space. One of my original crypto mentors said, and it's not funny at all, but he said, if you haven't been scammed in crypto, you probably haven't been in it long enough. And that's the reality of how careful we have to be, and understanding that, not all are created equal here. Not all CEOs, not all programmers, not all technology. And even with that said, what did I say earlier? I said, it's one thing to make money. It's another thing to keep money. It's one of the rules in financial literacy. Rule number one, don't lose money, right? So the thing about the insurance protection that's so vital to understand is it's not something that Felix just came out with. Okay, he didn't just say, oh, I'm going to get insurance for you guys. No, it was actually the leadership team that you're actually part of right here, through Mark, through me, all the way up to the chain of command. And they said, look, what you have is amazing. What your technology does is amazing. Your numbers are amazing. You're amazing, but we've just been burned too many times, right? We've been through that where we've woken up and the screen is black. We've woken up where the dashboard money turns into, just thin air, and we didn't get to withdraw. I mean, think about the platforms just the last 2 weeks that have rugged people, guys. That is something that our leadership team couldn't, in good faith and honoring their promise to their teams moving forward, just move forward no matter how amazing Felix was and no matter how amazing the platform was. So they said, if we're going to do this, we need capital preservation and asset protection. Now, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to understand that if we have the ability to protect our money against misconduct, that takes Polar to a whole different level. You guys agree with what I'm saying? If we have the ability to know that if Felix tried to steal the money, if a dev went rogue and tried to steal the money, if he had a technological hack or error or something that created the money going away, that we as members are protected. So how it works, guys, is you can see here the list of different things: third-party liability, cyber attacks, cybersecurity, professional liability, all of this stuff. And Felix has to pay for this. Felix actually agreed, and he has another one of those personality traits and business traits that I really love. He listens. You ever been with a CEO or a boss or a business partner that just doesn't listen? Guys, we're all in the same boat, rowing the same direction, usually with a common mission. Okay. He's listening. So they designed it. And I actually know the insurance broker. I've met him. I've had him meet with several people. I have, the picture of when he's in Hong Kong signing the policies with Felix. All of this stuff is just Confluence. You understand? We are not a, run of the mill setup here. Nobody has this. As a matter of fact, you could consider what they designed in these layers of insurances to be intellectual property at this point. And I'm going to tell you something really not a lot of people know. Other companies have now asked for this recipe, and we're not giving it away because we have it for us. They have it for us. And so another great thing about it is every week our database is updated for the corporation that has the trust that will, if ever, need to handle an insurance claim. Now, that's huge, guys. So asset protection just doesn't exist in the space. When have you ever seen a crypto opportunity be insured? And of course, it's not insuring against losses. This is real trading. Mark has explained that to you guys. The video has explained to you guys. There's winning days, there's losing days. There's days that do X amount of percentage and days that do another different percentage. It is not a guarantee of profit whatsoever. That is important to understand. You're dealing with world trading. As a matter of fact, the day that we launched, February 17th of this year, February 17th and February 18th, we had 2 losing days in a row. The 2 launched days right out of the gate, we had 2 losing days. We had people calling. I was concerned. I'm like, this thing's broken, or wow, he launched and it's just already tanking. Like, again, one of those things that works until it doesn't. Nope. Bob called me back. He said, look, it's real trading. Watch what it does. He's got the whole P&L in his back office where he's shown his losing days and how it recovers. And that's important to understand. A system has to be able to take a loss and show true ability to react and recover, to respond and recover. And it did. For another 30 days, we didn't have another losing day, and then we had one. And then another several weeks went by, and then we had another losing day. That's going to happen, but that's authenticity. You should feel a sense of assurance, like, oh, they're not just giving me a flat, you're going to get this amount of percentage every single day, up to this percentage. I hate that stuff, guys, because you know why? I understand trading. I used to trade myself, and I've been in the space long enough to know that means it's a fugazi. It's not real. That doesn't exist on the markets. There's no flat rates. That means there's usually Ponzi-nomics involved or something else happening entirely that's not on the up and up. So this insurance protection is in place for us. It is unique to us, proprietary to us, and it's also being vetted and validated by a third-party, world-renowned accounting firm currently underway right now as they audit all the financials and everything. So next level, nobody has this. Even if you find another platform that's trading, which real trading is really hard to come by, there might be 1 or 2 in the space. They don't have what we have on this. So that makes this an entirely different game. You add the insurance, you add the trading results, you add the Felix transparency, you add the actual fintech side, the exchange coming. We're a game changer, baby. We're not the same. Okay. And that is a hashtag that I put in my team all the time. We are not the same. And I'll leave it at that with you.
Outstanding, outstanding. And so here we have it, the monthly returns. And of course, we can see that it changes day to day, and which is a verification that is absolutely real. But we also see the average about 21.16%. Any comments on this, Jacob?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is 2 years, right? This is 2 years on Binance, guys. Not some random exchange, not a little boutique, wallet. No. This is on Binance. And here's the cool thing. The video you saw Mark play when it broke down the Binance account, and then you saw the Polar One software. Let me explain what that is. The actual account is a VIP9 account in Binance. You can only have that with certain millions of dollars in BNB to qualify you for that. And then the amount of volume trading allows you to negotiate for the lower fees. Now his software does a very high frequency trade, spot trading model. It's not using leverage. It's not holding trades in and out of trades all the time between the 5 cryptos that it's trading. Now, this track record, I have personally seen, by the way, there's more depth to that video than meets the eye. But what you see right there is in that video, he has $111 million. Now, I had him go back, guys, because again, I have a duty and an obligation to say, okay, I see $100 million or over $100 million in your Binance account. That's awesome. By the way, a refreshed login, not just a stagnant screen where that could be like a Photoshop or some random, software that he created. No, logged into Binance in front of us. He's done it for a couple of months, guys. And he's doing it less and less to protect the company. But the leaders that were around during the beginning, we've seen this. And it's in that video right there. You see the back office of his Binance account and of the Polar One software, which is our corporate back office. Here's the thing. I watched him go all the way back in the transactions to this date here, April of 2024, and show me the actual deposits into that account. Now, if you understand what I'm saying is I'm seeing the inception of him depositing his funds to start trading in Binance when he was finally out of that period of, again, remember guys, he has been building this since 2018. Doesn't mean the company's been open since 2018. If somebody tells you that, they're just confused and they need to be, retrained. It's not been open since 2018. Okay, we officially literally launched February 17th of this year, and him bringing it forward facing out of the institutional side is all very fresh right now as of this year. But his timeline, which Mark showed you, goes from 2018, developing it, refining it, getting it ready. He launched it on FTX. We all know what happened to FTX. It collapsed. He was able to not lose all of his money locked in there as it got stolen. And that platform went, rogue and rugged everybody, that exchange. And he then refined it again for 1.5 to 2 years before he launched back on Binance. And he chose Binance because it was the largest exchange. He felt the most confidence to be on Binance. Now, when you see that video there, you have to understand he grew before these last 2 months were published, a $2 million account to over 100 million in 22 months. Guys, think about what I just said. $2 million account to over 100 million in 22 months. And he's got the P&L, the order book, everything all right there in his VIP9 Binance back office. I saw the deposits. I had him go through the P&L. I saw him go through the order book. And just like you see in the video that Mark played, I've watched this and you see it's at 111 million in that video. I've been on numerous Zooms, guys, with high-level leaders, high-level investors, big traders, all these guys meeting Felix. And I've seen it go from 111 to, 120 to 150 to 190. It's over 200 million now. Okay, guys, the software works. His AI, his EAs, all the stuff involved here in this trading software, it actually works. Now, going back here to November 2024, or I'm sorry, April of 2024, these are the actual monthlies based on all the dailies, based on all the weeklies, based on them compounding all the stuff to create that result. And I love this, guys, because even the low months, which you see January was the pre-launch and it even was the lowest month that they produced, 9%. What did Mark just tell you guys about getting 0.04% at your bank? And we're talking about getting 9% in a month and going, oh, that's a low month. Like, let's be real, guys. Let's put on our, our mature, thinking caps here and go look at these numbers. We're averaging over 20% a month. No, it's not a flat rate. No, it's not guaranteed. But look what he's averaged, because we can't guarantee future results. You guys all agree, right? We can never guarantee what's going to happen in crypto, in stocks, in the economy, all the stuff, right, around the globe. But what we can do is look back and say, what have we done? What are we currently doing? And what does that look like if that continued? And that gives me a huge smile, because look at what he's done. Over 21%, over 24 months. And even though January was 9%, look what happened in February, 15.2. And then March, 24.7. And now April, over 20%. And now we're in May just crushing it. So guys, I mean, that's track records speak volumes, and we've seen it. Now, another thing about the video where he's in Binance that's important for you guys to understand is that he's actually broken down, and it's in that video, but just to give you a little clarity on what you saw, he's broken down an actual trade execution in the order book in Binance. Here it comes, and there's the XRP trade. All right, let's look at that number, the time, bum, bum, bum. He'll go into the Polar One software, which is exactly what it does in that video, but this is kind of behind the scenes, me narrating this, matches that exact trade in the corporate back office. And then you know what I did is I actually pulled up my back office and I'm waiting. I'm like, boom, there's that XRP trade. And it was the exact parameters. So it's like one thing to take, face value and you're building trust in this relationship and he's exposing things and disclosing things and being very transparent and accessible and authentic. But then to see the trail of confluence, that's huge. Usually you will never see that. I'm just going to tell you if you don't know. Usually you'll never see somebody do that. And I think he's understanding that as it gets bigger, he has to expose less and less to protect the golden goose. But it is phenomenal what we've seen. The track record is amazing. Double-digit monthly numbers is out of this world if you've ever ran those numbers for yourself. And it's not guaranteed, like you saw. It can be 9% was January, but here we go again on the up, could come down, but look at those averages. That's what matters, guys.
Outstanding, amazing. And of course, we talked about the app, getting in the app stores is a big thing. Of course, Apple protects their environment, and you've got to dot every I, cross every T in order to do that. So we heard about that. We talked about the Polar Exchange. You spoke on that. And then the office in Hong Kong. Maybe you can talk about that, Jacob.
Absolutely. So right now it's just operational office. And although, there's been a couple of key people that have gone to the office, like the insurance broker and such, which they always say these days, like, show me the receipts. You guys hear that all the time now, right? Like everybody can say, what sounds good. Actually, I've seen the insurance broker photo with him, sign. That's the first time I knew that Felix was 6'7" because I'm watching these two gentlemen and the height difference was insane. I had no idea he was that tall. Not to mention people were even saying online that he was AI, that he was a deep fake. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. And that's just like, come on, guys. Like, let's just grow up a little bit. There can be real people trying to achieve real things so that the average person can achieve an extraordinary result. Amen on that? I mean, come on. Like, yeah. So the new office, the public office, actually just got announced that it will be opening in August. It's actually an incentive right now for us. There can be 80 of us across the whole, team globally that will be invited out to participate in the ribbon cutting. That's huge, guys. I mean, that's just something that, taking it, not hype, but taking it correct, like having a true operational office. And as I learned, he's got about 30 employees between his core dev team and corporate staff is about 10 that have been with him for years. And now the full array is about 30. And, them launching a public office for accessibility and being forward facing, it's a really big deal. That's not fake. That's him being confident in his operation, in his structure, and his infrastructure. And I think it's great. And that's where we're going to have the ability, should leaders want to go visit and meet Felix. And, that's why events like what happened in Vegas this last weekend are so important. And he didn't just do Vegas, by the way. Yes, that was our event with Bob Bearden and Scott and, us leaders and a lot of the people who have been building, vigorously this last couple of months, and investors showing up. And it was huge. It was amazing, guys. I can't even share the energy of what happened in Vegas. Hearing from Felix, meeting him, having private meetings with him, hearing his vision, just his intellect, his understanding of money, of technology, of the crypto market, just amazing. But then he was, he had meetings in Florida and he had meetings in Pittsburgh, and then he had a meeting yesterday actually for a team that's part of this team in Chicago yesterday, and now he's going back to Hong Kong. And then there's a big European request, so he'll be in Germany and Spain at the end of May and the beginning of June. That's a very committed CEO. Now, what it tells you too is that his team is doing their job, because what I realized about Felix is he's not trying to be the man. He's not trying to be the one plug that makes things run. Like, if he doesn't have his hands on his computer, this thing doesn't work. No, his team is competent. His team has redundancy. And that means this thing operates with or without him being at his desk. So that's given us the luxury, who all have, again, some financial wounds and scars and trepidation and want to know somebody's real, to get him in front of people to meet him. Now, he's not a presenter. He actually said the other day, it was funny. He told Bob, he's like, you guys are so good at, speaking and stuff. I'm a little nervous to be on stage. And, it's like those things, guys, when you're dealing with a genuine human being, it's so refreshing, and then his story just about, how everything is unfolded and where he sees his vision and what he's, trying to accomplish. Very heartwarming and refreshing. So yeah, public office opening in August, and we all have an opportunity to win an incentive trip to go out there. Again, this isn't the boats and the cars and the lifestyle and the this and the that. No, guys, this is just genuinely come cut the ribbon with Felix. And if you're accomplishing a certain amount of growth, that is all in your back office. You can see how to qualify for that. I think that's an amazing thing to offer people, and that's very cool.
Absolutely. Definitely. All right. So those of you who are on the call, this is the type of project where you don't have to talk to anyone. You can literally have your money working for you while you sleep. But should you decide that you want to share this with other people because you see how real it is, you have those amazing results, you can participate in an amazing affiliate plan, ladies and gentlemen. And those of you who want to see how that works, go ahead and type a 1 in your chat box right now. And those of you who may not, you're welcome to log off, and you can reach out to the person who invited you afterwards. But if you'd like to see how this amazing affiliate program works and how it can absolutely take your life to the next level, go ahead and type a 1 in the chat box. Okay, great. All right, I've got a short video that breaks it down, and then we'll comment, sum it up, and then we will conclude the call. So let's watch this short video.
Polar Tensor also offers a very generous affiliate rewards plan that allows users to earn by sharing with others. The more you share, the more you can earn. Before we begin, there are a couple of important things to understand. First, there is no guarantee of how much income you may or may not earn through the rewards plan. Earnings will vary and depend on many factors such as your skills, effort, consistency, and commitment. Second, it's important to know that all rewards are paid strictly from company profits. User deposits allocated for trading, as well as trading profits earned by users, are never distributed to anyone in the rewards plan. All commissions are generated from license sales and performance fees. Now, let's take a look at how the plan works. It all begins with license rewards. Each time a new user transfers crypto from their balance wallet into their trading account, a 10% license fee is charged to activate that license. When you help someone on your first level, you earn 20% of that license fee. If that user refers others, you earn 15% of the license fees from those new users on your second level. And when those users refer others, you earn 10% on license fees from your third level. There are no requirements to earn from all 3 levels, and before long, you'll have a thriving and growing community. If you enjoy helping others succeed, you'll love the next part of the plan, called License Infinity Rewards. This reward allows you to earn from anyone in your community, whether they are within your 3 levels or beyond. There are no level limits. You earn a percentage of license activation fees from users in your entire community through Infinity. These rewards are available from Bronze through Diamond. Bronze users earn 6% on all license fees throughout their entire community. Silver users earn 8%, Gold users earn 10%, and this continues all the way up to Diamond users who earn 22% on license fees across their entire community. As you help users in your community achieve higher ranks, you will earn the difference from what their rank earns and what your rank earns. Here's a simple example. If you are a Gold user, you would now earn 10% from all the license fees in your entire community through Infinity. When you help someone become a Bronze, they will earn 6% of Bronze Infinity reward on their entire community. Because you are 2 ranks above them, you earn an additional 2% for each rank above Bronze, 1 for Silver and 1 for Gold, for a total of 4% across their entire community through Infinity. As long as you stay at least 1 rank ahead of the people you help, you will always earn a minimum of 2%. If someone in your organization reaches the same rank as you, you will still earn a 2% generational override from the license fees generated by their entire community through Infinity. The next way to earn is through residual rewards. This allows you to earn ongoing commissions from weekly trading profits within your community across 3 levels. You earn 10% from your first level, 5% from your second, and 4% from your third. As your community grows and profits increase, so will your residual rewards. In addition, there are residual infinity rewards, similar to the license infinity rewards, but this allows you to earn from trading profits throughout your entire community with no level limits. Bronze users earn 1% from trading profits across their community, silver users earn 2%, gold users earn 4%, and this increases all the way up to diamond users who earn 16% from trading profits across their entire organization. Just like with license infinity rewards, you earn the difference between your rank percentage and the rank of those below you. If someone reaches the same rank as you, you will still earn a 1% generational override from all trading profits within their entire community through infinity. To reward leadership and community growth, Polar Tensor also offers global leadership pools for gold users and above. The company allocates 14% of all global license sales into 7 leadership pools, each receiving 2%. Users at each rank share their respective pool evenly. The higher your rank, the more pools you qualify to participate in. For example, if you achieve Sapphire rank, you would qualify to earn from the Gold, Platinum, Titanium, and Sapphire pools. These global leadership pool earnings are distributed on the first day of each month. The final way to earn is through rank rewards. As you help more people join the platform, your community's total license volume will continue to grow. Each time a license is activated anywhere within your community, it contributes to your accumulated license volume. There are 2 requirements to advance in rank. The first is the total accumulated license volume within your community. The second is how that volume is distributed across your referral lines. For example, to achieve bronze rank, you must accumulate 500 in license volume with no more than 50% coming from a single referral line. In other words, you must have at least 2 referral lines accumulating the volume. At silver and gold, the volume requirement increases while still requiring only 2 referral lines. At platinum, titanium, and sapphire, the required volume continues to increase, and you must now have at least 3 referral lines, with no more than 40% of the volume coming from a single line. At the highest ranks, ruby through diamond, the volume requirement increases further, and you must have at least 4 referral lines, with no more than 25% of the volume coming from any one line. Reaching diamond means you've achieved the highest rank, unlocked all available bonuses, and helped many people along the way. But your journey starts with bronze. Once you reach bronze, you can begin teaching others to do the same. Help a few people become bronze, and you'll soon reach silver and continue growing all the way to diamond. Thank you for taking the time to watch this brief overview. We look forward to seeing you at one of our live online events soon. Be sure to reconnect with the person who invited you to watch this presentation and get your questions answered. We're excited to welcome you to the Polar Tensor community, and here's to your success.
All right. Now, Jacob, you have, let
Polar
me just do
Tensor.
this. You have experienced the compensation model from the very beginning. And if you would, can you share with us what are your thoughts about this reward program? You're muted. You're muted, by the way.
There we go. There's got to have one of those in every Zoom, right? Where the guy starts talking and he's muted. Guys, let's back up first. Let's talk about the trading model. We have a couple of options here. We can compound weekly, huge. We can cash flow weekly, huge. Now, with the ability to add a compensation model to this, we just actually have the 3 most powerful C's in finance: cash flow, compound, compensation. All right. And the combination of those 3 things is an exponential growth to your financial trajectory. I mean, that, guys, in itself, just understanding that, you have like the secret weapons of what grows people's money the quickest, because our goal is to not go slow. Money loves speed. The velocity of money matters. Money loves to circulate. And we have the ability to finally, for your notes, get further faster. And that's huge, because now we can accomplish things in timelines that normally would have taken 5 years, we could accomplish in 1 year. Now, we're not getting rich overnight. Okay. Nobody's claiming that. Nobody wants to, speak those types of terms, because this isn't pie in the sky. These are real trading mechanisms. These are real numbers and a real model that actually resembles what brokers do. Okay, this isn't network marketing. This isn't a binary. This isn't a matrix. This is actually what most brokerages do for what they call independent brokers. And that's why they did it. That's why Felix chose this model. They had an original referral model here, and they modified it for compliance and actually for making it more fair, which I love because I want the average person to be able to win. And they modified it too because big leaders need to be able to also map out what makes sense for them to make this their home. Number one, the protection, the safety, the authenticity, the tangibility, all those things, right, that make us feel it here. But financially, does it make sense? And I'm going to be honest, I told Mark, I didn't see it at first. I saw the trading stuff because that's my language. On the networking side, on the referral side, on the affiliate, I hadn't crunched the numbers. So when I was seeing, kind of the surface level, I didn't see the vision of really how powerful it was. But then it clicked. Now, we have the ability to get paid all day long, every single day through the license fee rewards, you guys. Okay. Those 3 levels that you get, level 1, level 2, level 3, there's no qualifier for them. Okay. There's plenty of plans out there that are so crazy, right? Like you have to have this amount of money in your account and you have to recruit this amount of people and then I'll let you get compensated. That's not correct. It's actually not compliant. So this model, you don't have any qualifiers and you automatically get that 20, 15, and 10 on the license fee rewards. That's huge. That allows you to go, to your direct front line and go as wide as you'd like. And then you know what those guys are going to do, right? Usually they'll have a similar duplication. That's your second level. And then those guys will have a similar duplication. That's your third level. 3 levels is magical. Okay. But let's be real. If you've been around the space at all, sometimes that 5th level, 6th level, 20th level, it has an explosion, right, of growth. Somebody comes in and brings in a big investor. Somebody comes in and grows a massive organization. You're like, oh my gosh, that would be so great if I could benefit from that, right? I'm supporting these guys. I'm helping these guys, all this stuff. That's where when they introduced the infinity model, it took this to a whole nother place as far as people using the compensation model as a very reputable income source. Now, level 4 and beyond are what the infinity residuals and license fees start. They could have started those extra percentages right there. But what Felix did is he said, no, it unlocks that extra percentage. I will add those for your notes in addition to the percentages you're already getting on levels 1, 2, and 3. So let's say, for example, your gold rank, right? Which the ranks I really love the way that they put them together. They're so simple and achievable. No nonsense, no crazy qualifiers, just logical. It's an extra 10% on your license fee rewards, infinite levels deep, your entire organization when you're gold. Okay. Think about that. A 10% raise when you're the gold rank to your whole organization, but not just level 4 and beyond, levels 1, 2, and 3. So that level 1, that was 20%, already a generous license fee commission. It's now 30%. You guys understand what I'm saying? They added it on top of those first 3 levels. Extremely generous, or I like to call juicy. Now, that's great, right? If anybody's ever been in sales or understands, in a transaction, there are commissions and stuff. These types of models where the license fee is being, purchased and there is a commission to be had, that's happening all day long, every day. So you have the ability, I love it. My app notifies me and it's like a cash register just going cha-ching, 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 cha-ching all day long. And it's, from pennies because it's infinite levels deep to, really nice ones that are happening within my first 3 levels, but it's all day, every day. Who wants to get paid all day, every day? I mean, that's kind of nice, right? As your organization is, putting their license fees, they're, depositing into their platform, into their back office, and and getting their money trading for themselves, you're being rewarded. Now that's awesome. But let's talk about those are one-time events, right? As somebody deposits, they put their money into their trading platform, they're purchasing that license, the license fee is being charged, and then you're getting that compensation, that commission. It's a one-time event from that deposit. But what is our actual dream when we get into
Also
business,
offers a very
entrepreneurship,
generous affiliate.
and getting into network marketing? Starts with the R, residual, right? Oftentimes we're taught by our mentors to try and develop a passive residual income. It means you've grown your business, it's growing away from you, it's continuing to pay you month after month after month after month. Now, what if, guys, what if that actually was week after week after week after week? And what if, guys, that model was based on profit share like investment models, to where as people are auto compounding, that weekly will increase. Of course, given the fact that the Polar engine, I call it the little Polar Express, keeps doing what it's doing, producing the ROIs like it's been doing for 2 years. All right. Can't guarantee where we're going, but we can see where we've been and where we're at. I already told you that, right? So no guarantees of results, but this is what it does. Without adding a single person or a single dollar, that residual reward will go up next week, given, a similar performance from the actual trading. This now becomes the next level of financial literacy for each and every one of you. For your notes, an income producing appreciating asset. Now, you don't got to be, in the banking world or any high level financial understanding. This is the secret code to building wealth. Something that appreciates, it grows in value, it produces you cash flow. You have the ability to compound it, and with your actions and your orientations of how you approach it, you can increase it as it's increasing on its own. The residual rewards, guys, are happening every single week. That distributions happen on Friday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You're being distributed also your residual rewards on your first 3 levels. And if you're just bronze and beyond, you're getting infinite levels deep, that relative percentage sent to you as well. Profit share model is huge in the investment world, guys. And this changes the way that leaders are looking at their teams, their allocations, because we know we have a performance fee model that rewards a reduction in the performance fee when your allocation is just a little bit more edging towards a professional allocation, right? Little as $100 trading, perfect. Everybody can get involved. $500 in your account, you get a reduction of 10% in your performance fee, meaning you keep more in your money. That's important. Make it, keep it, protect it, right? Then at 2,000, there's another reduction in your performance fee of 5%. And then at 8,000, another reduction. So what we're showing people is entirely do what fits you responsibly and within your own risk tolerance and deployable capital. But the same result is happening across every single member. It's just a matter of where you're at in the allocation tiers determines how much performance fee you're paying. And then that applies to your team as well. So you start to be able to calculate, oh my gosh, we have the ability to make a tremendous, reputable income weekly and daily. And then the leadership pools are monthly. So if anybody wants to get paid daily, weekly, several different ways, weekly and monthly in the global pools, you've found the right place. And it's flawless, guys. When you go to a new performance tier, the system does it automatically. All the calculations, all the stuff in your back office, it is just pristine, flawless, and articulated, to the highest degree. So I actually am a super fan. I can't believe I didn't see it at first. Once I got my head wrapped around it, it's the best compensation model I've seen.
There is a landing page system, ladies and gentlemen, that you can access for free. And just get with the person who invited you here. Once you get registered, you'll be able to have access to that, which makes it very easy for you to be able to share the program. Also, there is regular calls. And so this is our first team call, which I'll be doing every Saturday at this time, the very same link. But there are corporate calls that you can see there Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. You simply log into polartensor.live. So they're professionally done. You don't have to do them. You even see in this presentation, I didn't have to do a lot of reading. I played those videos. Make it very simple. and duplicatable should you decide that you want to build a team. Now,
I mentioned, since you have the Zoom schedule there, those are done by Bob Bearden, and he does a phenomenal job going top to bottom, explaining everything. And his personal relationship with Felix has really been insightful for me. And I love his Friday training as well, which goes through the back office and a big Q&A. It's a very valuable resource, but it's not the only one. There is actually a whole international schedule as well. Stuff that's done in German, stuff that's done in Hindi, stuff that's done in Spanish. If you have Latin American Spanish speaking teams, there's a leader that's just crushing it from Puerto Rico. He's in Florida now, but just he hit platinum in like 2.5 weeks. His name's Francisco. I can get that schedule for you guys as well. But yeah, it's just there's no reason to not feel like you don't have the resources. You get a free landing page, which means you don't have to over communicate or over complicate. You have a simple system, because people are awesome, but systems are what produce results, right? So you have a system that can help you, grow your organization and share this information without you having to be the message. You just can be the introducer. So it's very duplicatable.
Well, thank you so much, everybody. We're going to conclude the call, wrap it up now. Really appreciate all of you being with us, and hopefully you've got the information for the follow-up calls, and reach out to the person who invited you here. They'll answer any additional questions, and they'll take the time to walk you through the process, show you how to get started. Thank you for joining us. I'd like to close with this. The best way to predict the future is to create it. So let's do just that, and let's do it together. Have a great day, everyone.